Oh,
here we are.
We're back again. It's been a little bit.
It has.
We took a little break.
A little hiatus.
Yeah. Anus.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that how you say it?
I don't think that's. But whatever.
I didn't do good in school.
I would have never known that.
Well, a lot of people did. Mostly all my teachers. We're here today. We got Mr. Dave Donegan, Donis, Mint Pig Racing, all the way from Australia. Been traveling all over the country racing, or Midwest, I guess. How's that been going, man?
Wow. You know the saying that everyone says, like living the dream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty much been
Living the dream,
It's just, if you ever dreamt of going racing, well, we have, American racing is the pinnacle. So we always just, as a kid, you dream of coming over to America and racing, and then you start talking about it and thinking about it, and the dream would be to travel around America and race. Wow, we're doing it. Look, it's just been incredible.
Hell yeah! Well, I know this is your second year running the stock car stuff. Doing a lot better this year. Seems. I mean, last year you had a pretty good run, but a lot different type of car than what you're used to. Sitting on the different side of the car too, and so what kind of stuff did you have to do this year compared to last year? I mean, last year I know you were just kind of jumping into it. This year you kind of had a little better idea of what you're doing.
Oh man, it's a lot of things, but if you have to start somewhere, I've been talking about it with a lot of people. It's just knowing the system.
Yeah.
I think it showed this year. When you came back to Australia, you sort of were a bit more comfortable. You knew your way around. You knew the rules and stuff like that. Well, for me, it's been a big part of it's just knowing the rules and the system.
A little more familiar with things.
Yeah. So like you sort of got that blocked out before you get in the car. Like I think last year I was sort of, I'm on the left hand side. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. The restarts are a little bit different with the Delaware and all this stuff.
Something I didn't realize too when I went to Australia is a lot of the flags are different. Now our flags, you got checkered and green, yellow, and red. And that's all about the same. And it seems like y'all had like 5 more flags that I didn't even know what the hell was going on. Luckily there was a big board up there, and I'm standing up there. What's that one for?
I normally just get the black flags.
The black one. Yeah, that one's still the same.
Yeah.
That one still means the same thing.
And I've got that a few times over here as well.
And you made the Super Nationals, IMCA Super Nationals, and
got black flag there twice.
Yeah. Well,
but it wasn't from not trying. We were having a fair income crack, but yeah, amazing race.
Yeah.
It goes for a week. You barely see the same race car twice. There's so many entries.
Yeah.
320 some stock cars.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So you sort of.
I know they've settled it down some, but do they still party pretty wild at night?
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
When we went, I never drove, but my brother-in-law across the street, we took him, and we actually had rented an older cup hauler, so we had 2 cars and I mean we had strippers on the gate lift and everything, and the guy, when we rented the truck, the driver come with it because it was his deal. And he's just like, oh my God, get him off of there! It's going to be on the internet, So we had to move down to somebody else's. But yeah, it was back then. People would set up against the highway right there. They would just put tarps up because they said as long as it couldn't be seen from the highway, they didn't care what went on. But that we went 2 years in a row, and then I've heard now that they've calmed things down some from that. We used to be able to just drive the race car into town and wash it in the spray ride. That
on the road.
yeah, they would just you cross the highway right there, and there was a frontage road, and you kind of go in the backside of town right there, and there was a car wash, and there would just be 50 cars there waiting to wash their car off, you know.
I bet just having social media and stuff like Snapchat and stuff has to ruin a lot of the wild stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to some places where there
Or
wasn't
it's
phones
open
allowed.
now, it's up to some more stuff.
But yeah, it's got a few people in trouble, I'm sure. You know what I mean?
We had to laugh because one of the gals that was stripping tonight, and she was doing some pretty crazy stuff with a beer bottle. And I mean, it wasn't that crazy, but I guess you can just imagine she was doing stuff with a beer bottle, I guess.
Was she a magician or something?
Yeah.
She was making it disappear.
A big portion of it. And so then we go in to have breakfast the next morning, and guess who our server is? And she's like, "Don't say anything. Don't say."
Yeah. No, bitch, you better wash your hands before you give me my food. That's what I would have said.
Yeah.
You better, I'm waiting somebody else. I know where your hands are being.
So,
yeah.
That was, I've been there twice, never raced there. But
I had a similar situation at leaving a bike rally before. Me and a buddy of mine was there, and I was doing the body painting stuff that I talked about before on here. And it was just like everybody there was naked, you know. You know, you talk to somebody about painting their motorcycle, and they go, "All right, man, I'll give you a call. Show them your tits." This old lady will show her tits, and then they walk up. It was like a normal thing. All right, not too bad.
Just
Some of the time, yeah. So the joke was the weekend was like, when we get to see her tits? You know, like it was just the joke because eventually you did. And we left there that Sunday or whatever, and we headed home. We stopped at a restaurant there in town. Then the waitress walks away from the table and he goes, "Wonder when we get to see her tits." We might have.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We went with Skinny one time to Fontana to the NASCAR race, and he's the funnest guy to travel with. Like, we just drove down into the infield. Didn't have any tickets or anything, but he got us in. Like, he can talk his way through anything. And so he gets us in. Where we park,
he's also big enough that you don't have a choice.
Right, yeah. And where we park, there's a tram that's going from the outside parking lot and coming in. And we tried not to come and go too much because we didn't want to finally somebody to shut us down because we had no right to be there at all. And but he was in it, had his motor home, and we made a big "show your tits" sign, you know. And that tram would stop there, and you'd be amazed at how many tits you saw just by having a sign, you know. That's how you know.
You never know unless you ask.
Right, yeah.
So that's always what I say.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know, let's put some happiness into the world.
Yeah, you want to put a smile on somebody's face, you know. Who doesn't like a nice set of tits? Is what I think. That's me personally. I know women, they'll compliment other women all the time, so it's like,
I only like one set.
Well, that's what you always tell me. That's what you always tell me too. Yeah. When we're by ourselves hanging out.
Just one set.
Yeah.
Boone is
you start dodging.
They're pretty cool on their racetrack prep, and you know, they know that they're on top of it. They have so many cars there, and they keep everything flowing pretty good. That's
so every 10 races they fly on the track. And we would have seen it. It's they have about 12 tractors, you know, tillers and rollers. And one of them's tilling and rolling at the same time.
Yeah.
Water trucks. Then they got the school buses with the kids in them. back in the track at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's just this magical.
Yeah, they didn't
motion
have.
that goes on.
It was
It's good.
when I was there. They basically just did one lap. They graded the whole track in one lap with tillers went first, and then I think the water trucks come, and they had jets that just sprayed straight down, like force feeding it down into the ground, and then your packers come behind that, and
Because
they,
the good equipment there. Even when it rains, they had a jet blower coming. That was really entertaining.
Oh, we
That's
seen
crazy.
somebody last year with just a leaf blower on a golf cart trying to dry the track out. It didn't work, but it was a pretty good video.
Yeah, that's good.
Connor Donegan says, "Bullshit, Davo."
I think
I don't know that guy.
That-
I don't, why isn't he working? Well, I want to know. Why isn't he working?
Ask Donna, is he going to change his name to Mint Pony when he finishes his new car?
Robert Garlick, he's one of our good supporters back home, and a good racer at that too. But he's itching to get over here, and we're going to do our best to get him over here in the next couple of years. That's for sure. Yeah, and we'll get him on this podcast.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have him come
As a
on.
guest speaker.
I'd love for him to come over here. He would have a blast. I think Gumbo would love it.
Been trying. He's working hard, and he's passionate. He reminds me of me 4 years ago. That was just the only thing in my mind: to work hard and try and get to America and race. And he's definitely doing that. He's working hard. He's wheeling and dealing. He's getting some stuff done.
Yeah.
He was in the ballot to that enduro car.
Oh yeah. I seen his name in there on the that raffle. Yeah.
He doesn't know how he got in there.
Yeah.
He might get out one day.
Well, I was rooting for him. I was also rooting for me because I got his spot there. But I was like, well, if I don't get it, I said I hope Gumbo gets it.
That's a good deal. I like it how they do that sort of stuff. Just a raffle or a waffle or whatever they call it for.
Demo calls them cage races.
Yeah, well.
Whatever you got to call them to keep the government off your ass, I think
Right.
is what they're called.
So they didn't put up any flags.
Yeah.
You can't say cat.
Dude, there was a while I was winning a bunch of those. I won a whole late model setup with a trailer and everything. I won a brand new factory stock chassis. That my shipping container, I won it in the raffle. Transmissions and all kinds of stuff.
You want the bus in there?
No. It might have got raffled off though, because I sold it to Kmart. But
I know you won that in auction. You knew one.
Oh yeah, the new one I won in the auction. Yeah. But yeah, I
Also,
love those
it's good
things.
for the people that sell them. Because,
Well, you get your asking price. Yeah.
You get your asking price. You're not.
Some people are a
selling.
little silly on them.
Yeah.
I seen some stuff recently that I was like, "There's no fucking way that you're gonna get 150 spots on a car that's 10 years old."
I do them on a small scale here. Just every now and then I'll get slow, and it kind of forces a sale. But I try and just do them for enough that, like, I would get as much money as I would sell it for and pay for the shipping, and because they may need shipping to whatever, and I just come out about the same as
$20 a spot though.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I can afford to lose $20 or $40. You get two spots.
yeah.
But when they're $100 a piece, that's when I'm like, all right, I don't like breaking 100, and I'm also real poor. So it's like $100, man. That might be dinner for a few days.
I call bullshit on that, man. We just had dinner and you ate $40 worth of crawfish.
No, it was crab legs.
All right, but it's still $40 worth. I had a $10.
Yeah, well, I had Taco Bell last night. I had Taco Bell last
I
night.
got the Hoosier.
Yeah. Well, that's not my fault you didn't want crab legs.
Nathan Tompkins says, "Love your work and nice shirt too."
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Hey, that's what made the Super Nationals awesome too. There was two other Australian drivers there, Nathan Tompkins and Corey Foyle. So Nathan was in a modified. He got hooked up with a fella there, and another guy, Corey Foyle, racing a B mod or what do they call them up there? Sport mod. It was cool just to have some other teams there and get them to experience Super Nationals well, because it's very hard to explain how
Right.
big, and Nathan would be able to concur there. Just how big and amazing and stressful. Like we all made our little mistakes on the racetrack, and you kick yourself so hard for doing that, because you're in front of a big stage and it's a big deal, and you've got a lot of people there. And look, we all had a good time, and it's just some other people too to share it around.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, what have you learned about what am I fucking up with? About America. I guess would be like when I went over to Australia, it's like some Wally or Alan Matt, and they're like, oh, did you know this? I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that, because there's a lot of basic stuff that's different between the two countries that like I couldn't tell you, hey, this is absolutely normal, and I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Same when I go over there. Oh, this is just normal, So there's little things you pick up on.
And even the sorry to interrupt.
That's
you.
all right.
The like the 600 is this way a little bit too, but you have such a cross section of individuals from. When we went to Boone, we'd come from California, and we fit right next to some guys from Alabama, and they were amazing group of folks. We're in that NASCAR hauler, super nice, and they were three guys on open trailers, just having the time of their life. And we, for the most part, fed them, because the group I went with, they, stocked that trailer, everything.
But Skinny's there, of course.
He didn't go with me to those, but we just ate great. And then there was a couple nights, and they're just like, well, we're taking care of you guys tonight, because you fed us for X amount of days and whatever. You guys don't light your grill. Just we got, and man, and it was just like, and there is they were culturally different than we were from California, but just super amazing people.
Yeah, that's all at different sides of the country.
Yeah, and the 600s that way, we get to
we had
Australia,
the
Canada,
Aussies and Canadians, and there was a guy from Mexico one time. I never met him, but it's from all over. Alaska.
Yeah.
I think it came down from Alaska last year. Poor guy didn't get to make a whole lap. Got jumped, but I felt bad for him, man. He was pumped about it too. But that's racing.
That's racing.
That's racing.
I think that's like Lee's talking about. Park next to. A huge part of our journey would have been, meeting people and yes, understanding their culture and stuff like that, but realizing that we're all part of this same family.
Yeah.
It's so amazing that Speedway people are just all the same wherever you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They open your shop for you, they get you on a podcast, whatever's going on, but just, they wherever you go, you can. We've met so many people like Steve Byers opened up his shop to change an engine. We had a guy, Jamie Anderson, that crewed on our car. He just gives us a hand and points in the right direction.
You flipped one night and had to change the halo in the car.
We flipped, and we just happened to be parking next to a fella from Harris Auto Racing that said, "Man, bring it to the shop." And he said, "Where are you living?" And I said, "I live in the motorhome." He goes, "Well, just go there now and stay in the car park in your motorhome, and we'll just wheel your car out in the morning and fix it." Told me, "Dad, 8 o'clock in the morning, they're stripping this thing, And we did hot laps and raced that afternoon, It was just incredible to have that.
That Raz was keeping me up to date on all that stuff. She's like, I don't think we're going to make it. And then it was later, I think we're going to make it.
Well, and even like when I was racing in Bakersfield, and we would go, and I was winning quite a few races back then, but you had our local people that weren't bad people, but we didn't necessarily weren't good friends but when we went out of town, and those same people were there. If they needed anything, man, come get it. We'd get somewhere. One time we all got to dipping out of the same fuel drum because we got to a track. They said they were going to have fuel, and then they didn't, and we were the only one. And then one of the other guys was just like, he had to call a friend, and he's like, "Hey, we go out of town, and it just so happened like I'm winning everything. And it's a 2-day race, and so on Friday night we run what I think is a qualifiers main.
Yeah.
And I win that, and that's how we're going to line up for the main. So I'm like, no, we're okay. We have enough fuel to just run a main, you know, and we all talked about it. Nobody really needed the hot lap or anything. So we're in fuel conservation mode with 3 of us pulling, or maybe 4 out of this drum of fuel. And then they go to us and they're like, okay, they have the second day drivers meeting, and they're talking about heat races and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, those of us that qualified in, we don't have to run heat races. And they're like, oh yeah, today's a new program. And I'm like, well, there was no money for yesterday. And so Brad got on the phone and he's like, you got to, and we're 6 hours away from home, but he called his father-in-law, and I think he was headed over already, but he's like, you got to find us some fuel somewhere. I've been borrowing fuel from these guys, and none of us are going to have enough now, and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that was their plan, because we were out of towners. I really feel like they already knew we were in a fuel crisis, and so they were just going to keep putting us on track till we didn't have enough fuel. But we got some brought to us, and I won't.
I never have to worry about that. They're like, yeah, he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
He's like, he'll be all right. He's not going to make it.
Yeah.
Whatever he needs, he's not going to make it.
The other 2 big ones for us have been Billy and Wally Brady from Delside, Texas. But there's always someone giving you a hand. You know,
Yeah.
or trying to get you going. Thanks. No, that's been the amazing part of it. And it's still going. We've still got some racing to go. We've still got this Friday night at Kennedale. It's going to be our last hurrah in the stock car.
They're not running Saturday?
We are, but you wouldn't believe it. TLC, the band, right? Hango Scrubs.
Yeah. I thought one of them died.
Right. Well, let's not go there. But they're playing at the fair on Saturday night. So
Was it one of them Beyonce?
Big booties. I'm not sure about
Yeah.
first name, but another part of our big journey has made sure we've got to split up a little bit of racing, bit of fun, bit of traveling, bit of sightseeing,
Bit of big booties, I
bit
guess.
of big booty. So we're going to get down with the big booty on Saturday night and go and see TLC.
Okay, all right.
So that should be really fun. I've got my outfit picked, and
Yeah.
we're going to be dressing up.
Are you going to be going through a skinny hallway?
I'm going to be dressing up. Point the things.
Yeah. Finger guns.
Finger guns.
I won't be out of place because everyone there will be like in their 40s, mid 40s, or even 50s.
Yeah.
Because when did TLC come out? TLC come out?
I don't know, man. This is rock and roll
Well, this is some
country.
this is some pretty cool rap. You're right.
Yeah, I'm 54, and I think they kind of come along after my time. So, yeah. And then when do you, Luke? He says,
He's got the cool box.
contributing to the beer fund. We
No,
got,
no, this is some good folks. All some good folks of mine. They'll be at 600.
and then Jesse. He says, "Good day."
Is that spelled right? Yeah. Who is it?
Here we go. The American girl group TLC
Yeah.
came out in 1992.
92?
Beyond the pit gate, Aussie. And then when do you? So how long after the 600 before you head home?
Almost straight away. So 8. Yeah. So it doesn't give us much time to winterize the motorhome. Pack that away. Unless someone wants to borrow it, but pack that away and strip the body off the stock car and get that sort of winterized, back the valves off the engine, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to sit for over winter, so do all that sort of stuff. A couple of days doing that. Yeah, just and then start packing. We've accumulated a bit of stuff along the way, and
you get-
goodies and stuff.
When I was talking to you the other day, you got a pretty fresh engine in that deal now, too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So that was one of the other things along our journey. We felt like we were on
Can I
the
get one
pace,
more
but we
bartender?
felt like we weren't. So, and look, racing through Iowa really shows that you need the best of the best. So when we sort of ventured up through there, we just need a few more ponies and end up coming across a bit better engine, thanks to Kevin Stoller and another friend of ours, Steve Byers, managed his shop to change engine over, and it was a good choice. Straight away we could tell the difference. We're sort of a bit more on the pace, keeping up with the pack and passing people and just and eliminating that from our setup.
Right.
You know, it's like when you've got a sluggish engine, you can't really work on the rest of your car because you're thinking about the gearing and the motor too much. But once it was out of the equation, we're working on our shocks and our springs straight away.
Yeah.
It's just better.
I've noticed it. Like if you've got a little more powerful motor, 50 horsepower, you have to change the setup on a little bit. You know what I mean? Your car's gonna, you're gonna be breaking the tires loose a little more and stuff like that. And try to get another motor ready for the 199 factory stock, and it's going to be a little more than the worn out crate motor I got. So I'm like, well, right now I like the way it handles. I'm worried I'm going to overdo. I don't know. Maybe I'll suck worse with a bigger motor. I don't know.
John Paul says, just keep the pig in one piece.
Yeah. So that's a good deal. What I know why, but the viewers here might not know why. Is why do you call them? What's the mint pig thing all about? What's the pig? Y'all have a lot of pig stuff going on.
Yeah.
You had the Sprint pig. The boys had with the pig wagon.
Big wagon, yeah.
You've got the
And piglet.
what's the new car going to be over there? The Pig Tang?
Pig Tang, yes. Pig Tang, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Something that Gumboot brushed on before.
Yeah. So I mean, so what's that all about?
All right, so I have to try and keep this really short because I always get in trouble by extending my story too long. But we'll have a go, won't we, Renee? She always kicks me in the ass for talking too much shit. But that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially
That's what we're
after a
here
couple
for.
of these suckers.
Yeah.
Well, it's got a lot to do with my dad. My dad, Mark Donegan, super legend. I think most of us sort of got parents that come from a racing background and they've sort of got us into that, And I thank my parents all the time because they give me a good work ethic, and it's part of the reason why I'm in America.
You'd be rich though.
Yeah, I would be. Kids just my dad used to always say from a younger age, he would call all his cars pigs. So move your pig, get your pig out, let's get your pig loaded up, let's take the pig racing, and then after the races, get your pig off the trailer, let's wash your pig, and then look, we started learning about racing and getting better. And he would say, how was the pig? And I'd say, yeah, it was me. And then eventually, I reckon it was probably about 10 years ago where, most people were starting to name their teams, as they were racing, the Dragon Slayer or whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
Renee, my wife, she's the guru with the marketing side of things, and she said, we're going to name the team, I'm like, well, I'm going to name it. She said, oh, well, where about we're going to call it Mid-Pig Racing? Cool. We just went with it. And then next minute, she's got a design.
Everything's pink.
Everything's pink. And there's pig on everything. And she got this crazy design off the internet and bought the rights to it. And now it's plastered. Shit. That's just been a cool ride, yeah.
I know when I come over there to y'all's neck of the woods in Australia, the stands and everybody in the pits everywhere, there's nothing but mint pig stuff. So y'all really nailed it on the merchandise side of things over there, I think. I don't know if other people are just not selling stuff or what, but holy shit, it's solid. There are people walking around with big blanket things on. They have it. Every beanie you see says Mint Pig on it. Probably, is that what y'all call them, beanies or toboggans?
Beanies,
With the puffball? Yeah, I got one.
Stubby holders.
Stubby holders, koozies, shirts, anything. I'm surprised y'all don't have, socks and underwear or something. I just haven't seen them. People might be wearing them, but just everything, and that's a cool thing to see when you get over there because we meet you over here. Y'all got stuff, and it's like whatever, you got stuff for sale. Yeah, But then I go over there, and it's a thing. People are waiting for the new one to come out. Whatever y'all have next is coming out. They gotta collect everything, and that's really cool, especially in dirt track racing.
Yeah.
Like especially more on a local scene. So
It's getting more accessible. Like,
yeah,
Hushy from Highline Raceway, she does a lot of that stuff. And she's made it better for us as well.
yeah.
Renee and her work very well designing the pig stuff and the pig shirt and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she's got the online store like you guys do as well. So
But she helped me out with my stuff when I was over there, and it makes it so much easier when you have what I like about like with her, with Hushy, and then the Lone Star Apparel that I use here is I don't have to spend $2,000 and hope it sells.
Yeah.
The only time I have to really buy anything is like when we're coming to the 600 or something. I try to stock up because I'm going to be selling there. And that, but with them, it's like, hey, here's the store, and it don't get made until you buy it. And it's like, thank God, because I spend the money as soon as I get it because I'm irresponsible. You know what I mean? I got race cars. I don't have,
and your eating habits.
and I'm eating crab legs like an idiot. But
So your dad says, "Who's ready for the Big Tech 600?"
Super Tex.
Super Techs. Yeah, we had
whichever takes.
Man, he's gonna be more ready than any of us. He's been working. I've been in his shop for the last week or so. And look, Billy's been doing a little bit, but Billy Senior has been setting the benchmark. Man, he has been working his tail off, and he gets in there in the shop, and he gets the music on, and he's crawling down the narrow hallway with his dancing, and he's he's always doing something.
He gets something done every day.
He's hanging with shit on you guys.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
He's getting something done every day.
He's got to be ready. He's got to be the most ready.
It's always funny watching him because it always starts with the leg. So he gets the leg going, and then before long he's dancing.
But every day I walk through the shop, he's had to turn the music down, and it could be 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
but he's got it cranking, and that's good tunes. He's got a good.
Oh yeah. He's going to be listening to some Led Zeppelin and some AC/DC and stuff. That's a good thing. I got that speaker in there. We really do some jamming.
They ask if you blushed when you met Skip Jackson.
Oh wait. Man, I was weak at the knees when that guy came to the trailer. That's.
He's from Australia, I guess.
He's Australian born now and lives in Oxford.
Okay.
And I think as a young person, being around Speedway, Skip was just one of those guys that was always in the magazines and setting setting the stands in sprint car racing in Australia, and then went to America and that's the next step, isn't it? If you're going really well in your own country, to move to another country, and do well. And he just did exceptionally well, and that was a cool moment. It's hard to describe that, but I'm mumbling a little bit because I was thinking about that moment, just going. I'll tell you the real story. Sorry, and we can. So I was actually taking a crap in my RV, and Renee walks into the RV and says, "Donna's someone here to meet you." I'm on my phone, checking in on the infield tractor tire and Dragon Slayer and just checking out what's going on.
Trying to shit.
I'm having a crap in here, and she goes, "It's Skip Jackson," and Skip probably doesn't know, but I might not have cleaned up before I got run out to the front of the RV to say good day. But yeah,
You pinched her off, huh? You pinched it off.
I got out of the RV pretty quick. I'm not sure if Wade knows that.
Robert, I think
It is now.
Skinny will be here next Wednesday,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Good times,
He's
Wade.
telling on you.
times.
He's telling on you.
It's always cool when you get to meet your heroes like that, you know. And
Oh man.
one of my heroes from racing is Doug Ingles, and he was my dad's hero too. And our families have known each other forever. My grandpa used to sponsor him and stuff. He's just always been that guy, you know. And I got to put his tear-offs on his helmet a few years ago. We got back in the late model, and I got to race against the third Billy Mazzell that's got to race against him in a late model. I thought that was pretty cool. But I got to put his tear-offs on. It was like, in my mind, it's like putting Dylan Hart's goggles on for him. You know what I mean? You're like, this is the guy right here, you know? I don't care how good he does or bad he does tonight. I'm putting his fucking tear-offs on because he asked me to, you know? And anytime I see him, he makes sure we stop and we bullshit. I talked to him, might have been last year or this year sometime. He was just like, we sat there and was talking for 30, 45 minutes. He's like, I always like talking to you because you like hearing about all them old school stories, you know, about when we were cheating. So, I understand you're being giddy. I'm not every time I get to talk to Doug Ingles because he'll tell me something cool that you wouldn't have heard about, you know.
That only happened to me one other time when I met Kenny Wallace, and everyone's got different opinions about Kenny Wallace, but Kenny Wallace introduced me to the Lone Star 600. So when we've got another 2 hours to talk bullshit about how I found out about the Lone Star 600, he's got a lot to do.
Yeah.
When I met that guy 2 years ago, and to add to that little bit of bullshit was there was a line of 200 people there wanting to meet him. And when I met him, I just said, "Hey man, I saw you do the Lone Star 600," and his ears pricked up. He was just signing autographs, anyway.
Yeah.
But his ears pricked up. And he looked me in the eyes and he had a quick bullshit about the 600.
Yeah.
So, cool man.
Yeah.
You got to meet Ken Schrader too, didn't you?
And
you didn't even know it was Ken Schrader.
Oh, I didn't even know it was Ken.
I remember you telling me about
cool.
this, and that's a cool story.
Yeah, that was cool. I was looking at his race car.
Yeah.
And he was looking at my shirt, and it was a 100-lapper shirt.
Yeah.
And he said, "What's this 100-lapper thing?" Because it had the dog leg on there. And
Yeah.
we got bullshit about that. And then I said, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Ken." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Pleased to meet you, man." He goes, "Yeah, Ken Schrader." I went,
Wait, just a fucking minute.
"You raced dirt track as well?" Oh, yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, Ken Schrader's a legend. I haven't got to meet him. One time at Lone Star Speedway here in Texas. It's closed down now, but we were running the factory stock. He was racing there for something. It might have been like a USMTS type race or something. And he's got this big ass hauler, and he's pretty much parked. You know, it's like we're on our row, and he's parked on the other row, right behind us. You know? And I wanted to go over there and talk to him, but I'm also the type of guy. Like, even when I go see the super late models and stuff, these guys are at work. This is all they do. I'm not fucking with them. You know what I mean? Until I know that they're so like after the races, I'll drive by. If I'm not too drunk, I'll go talk to them. Or if I'm just drunk enough,
Maybe shut that off and start to whistle.
But he was parked over there, and I regret it, but I never got to go over there and talk to him. I do know a guy that was pit crewing for my dad went over there, and his crew guy yelled at him because he had set a beer on top of their pit box. Get your fucking beer on, you know. And I thought that was funny, but that it was, you know. I wish I could have at least seen that, but I always wanted to meet Ken Schrader. He seems like a real cool guy. What does it say? Be up shit creek in a wire canoe without a ride or die. Made it not again. Just say it. That's true.
He's
true.
He's spot on. You know, so getting back to the pig and you know, our social media and you know, all this stuff that we do to get your name out somewhere. Well, that's how we got out here as well. You know, we met some people through the Wild Web, and you know, we you know, found out about how we can do this. You know, and you know how to do it, and
doing it to where it's feasible.
Yeah.
I mean, because I know the cost, and thank God for y'all helping me out when I go over there. Because if it wasn't for y'all saying, yeah, we got a room, here's a race car, let's go racing. There's no way I could afford to do it. Especially because
she's doing the whole lot. You know?
Yeah,
she's changing, shocks, and she's helped me.
Oh yeah. Well, she straightened every fin on that radiator the other day, and Dad was like, "There's no fucking way I would have done that." So yeah,
she's getting her hands dirty, and she's got her pit clothes, that she calls it, and her pit shoes, and she's out there grinding and putting up with me. You know, whether it's highs or lows, and all that sort of fun stuff that comes up with racing.
Talking about merch, one time I got some panties made, some thong panties. And I never sold any of them. I don't know. I had 25 or 30 of them made, but I did. I gave them to my fellow racers. I give them to their girlfriends and stuff like that. We'd tie them on their antennas at 2-day races or something. They'd come either driving back in, or maybe they slept in their trailer or whatever, and they'd be hanging off an antenna, flopping in the wind. Never sold one of them, but I had great fun with them. And Bree here says the legendary Don asks, hello from back in Australia. We miss you guys.
So Bree mentioned a couple of cool things about being in the moment. Sort of how cool is it now that we've got a lot of technology and a lot of this sort of stuff gets out in the air, and they brought their little child out. Their little boy is 1 or maybe not even 1, and it'd be cool one day for him to look back and see what his dad and mum did.
Yeah. That's cool. The kids get to come along too. Hey, was it 2 years ago? I guess y'all brought y'all's boys over.
Yeah.
And then y'all just took off traveling around with them and stuff. I talked y'all into coming to the Fred Lobster race for a little bit. That was
an opener for them.
Yeah. I feel like that was right up Connor's alley.
Yeah.
For sure. Just rednecking up.
Mm-hmm.
But
both the boys love it. They love seeing what we're doing, and they're good kids. We're real proud of them. The only reason they're not coming back is because they're old enough now. We said to them, "You got to pay for yourselves."
Yeah. Well, they got to make money so y'all can keep going back. That's right. Yeah.
Keep that wrong. No, we're extremely lucky.
I tell you what, Connor worked his ass off on my car this last time around.
He was over. Yeah, he doesn't do that.
Yeah. We pulled the whole fuel tank out of that thing one time because it was leaking and everything. That was such a mess. It was so wet. We had to have as much help. It could have probably not even been him. We were so covered in mud. It might not have been him.
The poor Pappy left his favorite. His favorite hat on there. It got so muddy, he just left it.
Yeah, he just threw it in the car, I think, at one point. Man, it's so cool having you guys over here again. What's Max saying?
Matt? Making sure.
Yeah, he's not sure. You don't know.
Jesse says Ken Schrader's a real deal.
Like there's guys like that. I mean, he's an old guy, right? And if I can be racing and doing as well as him, or somewhere still getting out of the car, at that age, man.
Some of these are hard to get in and out of.
70 shows a year, and he's still
and winning, and not just winning, kicking their ass and anything. I see him hopping in stuff all the time, and he'll be just other people's shit.
So I was fortunate to get to know, let them get by. But I met a guy named I had it on the tip of my tongue. That motorcycle.
Yeah.
George Snyder.
There's a lot of motorcycles in
Um,
the road.
George Snyder, and George's kind of claim to fame was, I think he's got the most top fives in the Indy 500 without actually winning it. But he drove sprint cars. He'd just drive anything in the world, and he was friends with him and AJ Foyt and Tony Stewart. But him and AJ Foyt are real good friends, and so a lot of times at the Indy 500, he drove AJ's backup car, and just a great guy. Like always made me feel really good that there was some old men that met at a hot rod shop on Wednesdays and have donut. They called it donut day, and they would drink coffee and have donuts. And when I walked in there, he was just, he'd be like, man, I read about you in the paper and, this and that. And just, they make you feel good, like he always made me feel like he was interested in what we were doing. And one time I needed some cog belt, the pulleys for cog belt. The guy that owned the 72 car just couldn't see. And I realized that early on when I started driving for him.
Yeah.
He was trying to put a distributor gear, put the pin, and the distributor was over here, and he was trying to just put the pin through air. It wasn't even coming close
Was he
to.
cross-eyed?
No, he wasn't. But poor Larry just could not see.
I know a guy that can't see.
So,
Who said that?
so then, after the very first time I drove his car in Pahrump, Nevada, a belt come off. Well, we come back the next time I drove it. I won the Bud Nationals, and he left the car with us at Skinny's to do maintenance on it and stuff. And we get it up there, and the belt is just shredded. Like, while we were very lucky to finish the race, much less win it. And I got to looking, and I don't know how many different styles of cog belts there is, but in particular, we had one pulley that fit the belt that had square cogs, and the other, even though it was an inch wide, looked more like a sprocket with round bottoms and point.
Yeah.
And so they were just not the same at all. And so I'm over there talking about it, and George Snyder, he's like, "Well, you got time to run to my house after?" And sure enough, he had exactly what I needed, and he just had one toolbox in an empty garage. I don't know where he kept his race cars, but he walked right in, opened the drawer that he didn't even have to look for it. He's like, "Will this work?" And I'm like, I think that will. I never expected anybody to have it, but
I saw that name at when I went to the Speedway Motors Museum.
yeah,
His name was on one or two cars there in that museum.
yeah, he's just such a neat guy. Nice.
I've never been up there to that museum. I always wanted to. I heard it was badass.
Man, it's a 2.5 hour tour, but it's worth.
Is it as good as the one we went to the beer museum? Is that good? Yeah. Except race cars.
Yeah. Well, everything. It's got a room full of old school lunchboxes. It's got a room full of old school guitars.
Yeah.
With signed by heaps of different dudes and women, and it's got it's got race cars, it's got boats, it's got bikes, it's got the pedal cars, from the 30s and 40s. That was really cool to see all that sort of stuff.
Kevin,
and then there's heaps of other little things like there's a big room full of little toys from the early days. And this one guy on the tour just stopped and said, I like this toy here because the guy in the World War II carried around his pocket the whole time. And he just donated to the museum.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Things like that.
Kevin Green says, "What's up, Wild Bill?"
What's up, guys?
Wade is, I think the IMCA TV team are the best dirt broadcasters on the planet.
Probably second behind the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Pretty good at it. I mean, you can't knock them back. Those broadcasters at Boone, especially, those three guys. The two guys that are up in the booth there is it Jerry and Ryan, and then you've got Wade down the ground, just bullshitting flat out. It just works. It's just I've listened to a few, races over the years from Boone. It just works. Those guys just.
Does Wade go up there every year?
Yeah.
He goes up
Yeah,
there.
he's a
How many?
big part.
Wade, how many years have you been going up there? Oh, there's Xander. Looking forward to the 600. Favorite fan cameraman's coming. Maybe we can't wait to see it. I don't even know if I've seen Xander this year. I might have seen him once somewhere.
Since he got married, whoa, man.
You can't even get a hopefully guy on one. He's still honeymooning.
It'd be interesting to see if he's on the camera or whether he's on, doing some
He's got
work, whatever.
I don't know if he likes it talking to people. I think he's just going to be running the camera. 5 years is what Wade says.
Wade says 5 years.
He's a big part of the furniture there now. He's, like I said, his bullshit just rolls off the tongue.
It looks like he's been having fun. He was having fun there in the interviews and stuff, and then I've heard him on there and stuff a few times, which I don't ever subscribe to anything, but I see highlights guy,
Yeah.
And then so I started following him on there, and then I ran across him on TikTok, followed him on there, and he's got some good stuff.
He says he saw you at Boot Hill for a bit.
That's right.
Wade's a
That
proud
was before it
Australian,
started raining, probably.
which is good. And look, the Australian flag and the anthem is only held and sung at 2 racetracks, and US 30 is one of them. Fantastic people there, and then obviously Boone. That's awesome when they can sing, the national anthem for your country.
I thought it was pretty awesome at the 100 lapper them doing the U.S. national anthem. That was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And then them flying the Texas flag up there in the stands and stuff, because we're from Texas, so we feel like we're our own country. So I always liked that. See what it said.
Nathan Tompkins' mom.
Oh.
So Nathan's mum was a big part of their journey too, because behind the scenes she was looking after the little baby while Nathan was racing. So yeah.
Oh,
Kudos.
she had a job.
She had a job.
Talking about the national anthem, our buddy Jackson James, that's going to sing for us at the party, is slated to do the national anthem at the track. Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's going to sing the national anthem Friday, and then our Brad said that when he gets done, he can invite everybody to the pit party, like sing the national anthem and say, "Hey, we're having a pit party. I'll be singing in the pits tonight." And
it's incredible what that means to people. Like Wade just mentioned, them in Knoxville, sings it at the sprint cars, and it makes him cry. And I'm telling you, man, it's when they do sing, or even your one, you guys are very passionate about your country, and wherever.
I like ours. I feel like it's a bit long. I think we need a little shorter. That's just me. Sometimes I'm in the middle of doing something. I'm just like, oh, fuck. But I mean, I'm patriotic as they come. I just feel like it could be a little shorter. But that's just me. Some people drag it out. But yeah, it makes you feel a certain way when you're in a different country, the other side of the world, and you feel that something from home like that, it makes you feel a certain way.
so Bree says, Dave, we had so many pinch me moments at Boone. Some that made us nearly piss ourselves with laughter, and others that brought us to tears. What was your biggest pinch me moment at Boone or another U.S. track?
Oh, that's a good question, because I've been pinching myself this whole journey. I guess probably one of the biggest ones would have to be being on the podium at Park Jefferson. That was a tough race, and we really earned it. That's probably a good question, but that's probably my biggest pinch me moments. But I think other than that, would have to be when the national anthem is probably being sung at Boone.
Yeah.
When Wade got myself, Nathan, and Corey up in front of the crowd, and the girls were there. They weren't quite in the picture, but the girls were there as well, and we're all it's just one of the moments you can't describe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But there was heaps of. I've been pinching myself in the whole gym. I'm still pinching myself. Yeah, I'm still here. And I mean, but just,
Well, I was hoping you'd say being on here was going to be the biggest one, but I'll take that too.
well, I'm being here though. I haven't been here, so
Yeah.
you never know when we get to the 600. Yeah,
Hey.
I might pinch myself after that.
Well, that car you're driving has done made a bunch of laps at the 600 in the past, and it's got a bunch of, even though it looks like it's 100 years old, the car's got a bunch of really good shit on it right now. And you've been doing some upgrades on it. You put your spare stock car motor in it. I think you got a chance to win it just as much as anybody else. I'll be honest.
Now it goes.
I'll probably kick myself in the ass when you beat me and go, fuck, I should have just took that. I should have just drove that one, you know. But
I don't know, man. I heard your engine start today. I think you're winning the race when it comes to the sound. That's for sure.
well, it does. It is pretty stout sounding. I will say that.
I think it's a cheater.
But I don't know how you can cheat on something that don't have any motor rules. But,
I'm gonna find a way.
yeah.
It's got something in there. I don't know. Lost capacitor. It's not let it run out.
I don't know. It's a dual cam 350. That's what it is.
Something like that.
Dual overhead cam.
Well, we got the lightweight aluminum cam in it.
Yeah. So Kim says the national anthem was the hair stand on the back of your neck.
And then when
This
you're
is
home,
real.
like I said, I'm just like, it needs to be shorter.
Wait,
But
wait.
when you're over there, you're like, yeah.
Wade's being tough on you here. He says pinching himself when he's not pinching a loaf.
He's always pinching something.
His new nickname.
Yeah.
Pincher.
You sent me a picture of your car. You got it looking.
Yeah. 317 Awards made the decals, and they should be here any moment. Really,
Yeah.
you never know. They probably got here 30 minutes ago or something. That's how they do ship shit around this place.
Right.
They're in the mail. They're on the way. I'm ready to see with all the decals on it. I got the body 97% done. I got to do a couple little pieces.
I got to do a body on mine, and it's pretty well.
I seen one side was missing. I
Yeah.
was like, well, that's a template.
Yeah. That's what. I drew it all out this year and cut it on, which you know.
I seen
But,
that, man.
I drew it all out and cut it on my plasma table. That made it pretty nice. It discolors it right around the edge, but you're gonna safety it over anyway. So.
Yeah, I did some of the hood pin protector deals like that. The
Yeah.
last job I had a plasma table, and so we were just trying it out. It discolored it around the edge, but it was black and it kind of looked cool. Like,
Yeah.
kind of left it a little edge. You know, it's not gonna rust.
I think it's pretty exciting this year. I reckon they're going to get some good numbers. I'm pretty excited about this.
You know, I think it's gonna it's a whole nother name change,
Another era, yeah.
different track. It's another era of it.
Yeah.
We're going to transponders.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of new things going on about it. I think it's bringing some newer people to it. Also, I know people that's never even keep commenting on the post and are saying they're coming with a car, and that's always good. That's always a good thing.
A couple of my buddies from California, I think Keith Hazlett has run the 600 before, but he hasn't in years now.
Yeah.
And he's got a real good buddy that moved up there by him, and so together they're putting something together to come down. I mean, Dave Bauer and Keith Hazlett. I think last I heard from them, they were going to make it down.
Yeah, it's such a cool event. I can't wait to be there and be a part of it. And then we got the pit party stuff going on, which you organize all of that. I got beer. I'm making sure we're gonna get drunk. He made sure we got a band. I made sure we're gonna get fucked up. That's where we're at on the pit party.
And we got Skinny coming with food.
Skinny's gonna make sure your hangover is gonna be all right.
Skinny
the next
being
time.
on the. Is he being on this
No,
No.
I'm surprised he's getting comedy.
It's his brother's birthday. He called right before we went on.
Oh.
Said that he wouldn't be on. He'll have to watch it after. He was going to have dinner and celebrate with his
He
brother.
would be a good
He
guest
was,
speaker.
Yeah.
but if he gets here next year, maybe we'll do something. Or next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a great guy, and he's so. You can always hear him laughing. You know, he's got one of them undeniable laughs, and like you can hear him from so far away.
Well, I know you like these guys like Bloody Marys and stuff, and everybody I know that knows him is talking about how good his Bloody Marys are. I've only had one Bloody Mary, and that was when I was in Wisconsin this last year. I was way hungover. First night, or it was like the second night I was there, we ate trash, and then I'm like, we're at the bar, like, because my buddy Tito owns the bar, so we're up there like 10 in the morning, and like, you want something to drink? And I'm just like, something new. You want to try a Bloody Mary? I'm just like, I don't care. Just bring something that's gonna help.
They he is. I used to make what's the wine base drink, sangria. I used to make sangria, and he really liked that. And it's got a couple vodkas in it already. It's got wine and fruit and different flavored vodkas. And I was watching him one day, and I would put it in mason jars, kind of like moonshine, but it was just easier to serve that way. And he drank it down a little bit, and he put some more vodka in it, you know. And I'm like, man, it's got quite a bit in it already, you know. And he's like, I don't taste it though. And I'm like, okay, well, get it.
That's okay.
Yeah, get it. But his Bloody Marys, that's the thing too. Sometimes on the first one, you'd be like, "No, this is our first drink of the day, Skinny." You tone it down.
It's 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, he will make them a little stout, and he says too. He's like, you know, we have lots of friends that kind of go around about how good their Bloody Marys are. And he's like, Crashes and Dave's, they always seem a little better than mine. But he says, I think maybe I just put too much vodka in mine. And I'm like, there's a good chance of that.
Yeah, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of people give us some alcohol on this journey. One of them was we got some, I think it was peach moonshine from Minnesota.
Yeah. Now we're in Texas. We're gonna get fucked. But peach moonshine's my favorite of the moonshine.
And this was some authentic shit. This is not the sort that you open the jar and you drink it and you go, oh, strong.
Yeah.
It was just smooth, dangerous as buggery because you have 2 or 3 sips, you're like, yeah, that's enough. Within about 3 minutes, you just
Yeah. It's the stuff that when it tastes good, it'll ruin your whole fucking night sometimes. Yeah. And most of the next day. That's why I drink beer. I'm not a total fan of beer, but if I drink something that tastes really good, that's when I fuck up.
When,
for lack of a better word, I will fuck up.
There's a guy that I shoot pool with, and he makes moonshine. I've made some stuff for him for his system or whatever.
Legally though, right?
But yeah, of course. And but he makes it like to be cut. Like somebody needs to take it and put any flavor because it's like 1 billion proof or something when you get it. It is very, 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 very strong alcohol, and then it's made to kind of be cut and flavored down out from that.
That's what I used to do as a hobby, and not for money at all. And it was I would get it from a guy, and it was.
What did Jesse bring out the other day?
What he brought out was poison. That was a jar of poison. You don't drink that. That's why nobody did. And it's poison, and guess where it's still sitting? Outside on the concrete, just so it gets so fucked up that nobody drinks. That guy's got to go to jail. That's all I'm saying. It's like other people find that's too much.
Says they're dialing in the gumboot rigs. Moment might have to get Donna to test them out.
You don't need me to test them out.
And then he's also wears extra hot flat white almond milk coffee.
That's tomorrow morning.
You right up there with Jesse to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Is it named the same here as it is over there? Or? I gotta call it something fucking different.
But Chris knows who I'm talking about. He says, "Yeah, that hurts me to watch you drink it."
Yeah, if it's something so that it even burns when you piss it out.
Yeah.
I know the stuff. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I used to cut it. I used to cut that kind of stuff and then make it and flavor it. And even then, you had to just let it sit for a while. And then when you eat like the cherries or the apple or the peach, whatever the fuck it is, you shouldn't bite a cherry and go, oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
There's nothing hot about it. It shouldn't be hot. It's not. It's not no spice in it, but it feels like it burns. Yeah. But
I'm sure. Getting back to the 600.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander, that obviously race on is going to be a big part of that as well. They're going to be.
yeah, well, you know, they
own
own
the
Rocket.
track. Yeah. So it's good of them to have the 600 there.
Yeah. And it's a good track for it because you can get on off the track, you can get out of the way. As far as in the infield, yeah. I mean, it's really hard to pass me. But my car is as wide as this shop.
That's what I mean about like not talking about being legal.
Put a tape measure on it. Anyway, but I didn't realize it till the last time we were there. Is you can in turn 3 and 4 even as a spot where you can drop off the track. And I didn't realize that. Watching the videos of it, I've never noticed that. And honestly, even being on the track, I didn't notice it. But I wasn't out there very long because my motor blew up in a lap and a half. But I did set a record there with a school bus one time. Different story. That's only the laps I made there. But so you can get off the track. Like 105 we had a blast there and it was good racing.
Yeah.
But as far as if you're having trouble, you couldn't really get out of the way, and that's a big thing to keep that whole show running is getting the hell out of the way. The last time my motor blew up, and I got the coast on off the track, and then the push truck comes, picks me up, shoves me off in the pits.
That's for a racetrack too. I think that track, the heavier the start, but I think quite quickly it'll go smooth and slick. And that's when the good races starts. People start to think about the tyres, they're keeping the car straight. The guys with the wings are using that to their advantage. Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to. That get through that first 100 laps, and then the next 200 is going to be a bit of a strategy to get through that.
Well, getting up there 54, and that's what I got the hot lap, and the track was pretty decent then, and I just flat-footed my car around there, it doesn't have a great built motor, but I mean it gets around all right, and
that's what's crazy about that track. It's labeled as a quarter mile online, but it races like a big track. Yeah. Like they're even some of the factory stocks. Their dad ran a factory stock there that weekend of the 100 lap race, and he was like, "I'm flat footing it all the way around the corner."
I'm running 520 gear. What are you running?
Me. 720. 725.
650.
650.
I'm gonna try turning about 9,500. So that's what I would put in your car. That's what I put in your car.
That's a good try.
I thought I was gonna have to run a taller gear, but then I always get on. I got on Google Earth and bring the track up.
That's cheating.
Measured it out compared to where we run the solo, and I'm like, man, they're about the same size. And when I got to hot lap it and run it wide open, about a third of the way into the turn, it would hit where I have the limit set at for just briefly and just go. And you knew that, like, you're not going to do that with all the cars on the track and all that. So
I'm honestly not going to check it. I'm just going to make sure it's got oil on it. I'm happy with it.
Well, the thing about his car is I know that car, and you can't even read the tag, so it doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah.
I think it works. I think when I ran it at the 100 lap race, I put a Sharpie mark where I needed it to be at, because you could see the Sharpie mark better than you could read the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. And mine don't even have a tack in it. I just look at afterwards.
So you need a computer to yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the ruling too, like around communication? Because I know last year you were allowed to have some sort of communication one way from someone else?
Yeah.
What's the rule? Is there a change?
Yeah, no, I think it's the same. Still
Sure.
no two-way communication.
No two way.
Yeah.
So if someone rings your mobile phone, you're just not allowed to talk back.
I mean,
That's one way.
Right? Yeah, that's one way.
see, I mean, my thing is, I think I would rather have to be able to want to talk to somebody than them talk to me. Because I've had that where, and I'm had to tell them to shut up.
That's cool. It's up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, get the fuck out of the way.
Hey, what are you doing?
Come through.
What are you do? What are you up to right now?
So
I'm in the fucking pits.
I drove an asphalt late model one time and just through kind of a crazy deal. And my buddy Kevin Vernon's won several asphalt late model track championships, so he was my spotter. And we're going around there during the race. And one of the things at Kern Raceway, the back straightaway is higher so that you can see it from the stands better, but dropping off down into turn 3, there's a drop off, and that car would wiggle a little bit. And so I start trail braking it just a little bit to keep it straight right there. And he's like, what are you doing? Your rotors are red down there. And I said, well, I'm trail braking it. And he says, quit doing that. And we start talking, and he's like, stop talking to me, just shut up and listen. But pretty soon he told me to start doing it again, though, because once I quit doing it, I was losing time. You know.
Hey, can you put some music on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you put not as good as I once was on your side?
We had Mom talk to us one time at I think it was the Big Chill or something near Waco, and we couldn't really talk back. Like, I had a headphone on it that had a mic, but to find the fucking button to talk was harder than it was to fucking do anything else, right? And Mom, and all we had it set up for was so my mom could tell us what lap we were each on, right? Me and my brother and my cousin Robert. I'm out there doing stuff. It's under green flag, and all I hear is her talking. And you can't. It's just like when they're on a race receiver. If you're in the gas, you can't hear what the fuck they're saying. You can hear them talking, but you can't. And finally, I'm having some troubles in the car or whatever the deal is. I'm already a little aggravated probably. And I finally find it. I usually tape a bandana or something in front of for mud. Used to when my beard was real long, you get out of the car and there'd be chunks of mud stuck in your beard. So I always had that. So I finally find this little button that's the microphone. And I'm just on there. Shut up! Please only tell us what lap we're on. It was like, I'm out there trying to race with one man trying to find this fucking button, But the mic's not even set up to where you can talk. I'm just like hollering in the helmet.
Let's do Busby.
Yeah, that's what I got. The receivers with the Nitro B.
Nitro B, sorry.
Yeah.
Nitro B, yeah.
And they're cheaper than the other. They're cheaper than that, and it comes with headphones.
Yeah. Oh, they're good.
And you can recharge it, and like a lot of tracks will have the stock channel.
Yeah, you can change it.
And then a lot of tracks don't. So if you're running two different tracks, you can set it up for both of those. If you can figure out how to do that, then that was the hardest part for me, is figuring out how to get to that point where you can change the channel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to plug these companies so we go through feedback email.
Yeah.
Yeah, send us 10.
So we can sell them.
Yeah.
I raced at a track in just across the Arizona state line, and they called everybody to the lineup on the receivers also, and that was the next day. The promoter's like, "Hey, how you liking it here?" And I'm just like, and the lady would get to yelling, "You guys get lined up, and you're out there racing, And I'm like, man, if I had one thing to say, was just like, that needs to be a separate deal or something. That should be
cool
when we're on the track.
If I hear somebody yell on the radio, I'm thinking caution.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because you can't understand, like you said, when you're full throttle.
Oh, you mean when you're racing?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're racing, and they're calling people up.
Oh, right.
For
the next seat.
The next, yeah, and so it's just like no.
I remember the first year of the Solo 275, and I couldn't hear nothing they were saying on the radios the whole time. I don't think it was their fault. I think they had some borrowed equipment and this and that. But I don't know what they kept saying on the radio, but it rhymed with red. I don't know if they're hollering Ed or something, but I'd slow down and then it'd be like, fuck, it's
Well,
that's the Sparkland City Classic right there.
uh,
I think that's the race I'm gonna jump a Crown Vic at.
nice.
I think that's the plan.
I know Chris White knows that I didn't hear Red.
Yeah, I don't know if he heard it. I think he was just stopped. He said, "Fuck that car." He's like, I can't drive a 3-link. I'm going back to the big body car. So that's what he's in, big Monte Carlo. And then he takes it to go practice last weekend. Blows the motor up.
Oh, that's why I'm scared about practicing. I don't want to practice blow the engine up because you don't have to work on it. At least if we go to the 600 and I blow the engine up, I won't be.
We will the next day. Yeah, we'll put a motor in it for Saturday.
I'll be like, fuck off. I'll be going, nah.
Dude,
Now it's on the party.
we're not letting you give up that easy. I don't know if you know that or not, but
Someone's going to have to work on it for me because the way I see it, when we go to the 600, me and Raz are just racing and that's it.
well, you're in our crew now, so you're fucked. You're gonna be.
Well, I got Billy Mazzell Senior. He's going in.
We'll do an LS. We'll do an LS swap
Yeah,
on it.
LS swap. I got a motor in my shop that's I think it's won the 600. It's the different cam.
You're
They
not
come out
running
into
because it's true.
I'm not running because it's won the 600. I mean, it's got a bunch of fucking laps on it. But you know,
The stock car engine that I'll
we'll put 4 quarts of Lucas in it and send it.
Saturday we're going to Jason and Christina, Stacy's sister and brother-in-law, and he's going to LS swap a square body, and he's giving me the 350 that's in it for a core. So
Oh yeah, factory stock.
yeah. So we should have a core engine to start with.
So Marty Robbins Performance Engines, he helped me out this year with a motor, and he's the one that Marty Robbins, like the musician, great guy. You know, and I've had 3D Motorsports sponsor the unit that's been in there before, and with them and Chris White Motorsports put that thing together for me the last year or two, and had great success with it. I think we got a 4th place with it at the 600 the last year at Bellyful. The motor's been great. We went to the 100-lap race there at Rocket. The oil pan would not keep all the parts in, right?
Oh, no.
So the next day, Marty messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you got another motor?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, I think I got enough shit here. Let me put you one together." So he throws me a motor together, and of course he builds the motor for Paul White, and he won it Saturday night last year, and I think they've won the whole thing before too. Great group of guys. Said Marty, he's helped me out before and with the crate motor that used to be in the wagon. That's now in the 199 car. But when we went, I dropped off another motor to him, my old limited mod motor that broke the timing chain. And luckily, it's an old enough motor. We're working through that to make it to where it's a factory stock legal motor. It's just old enough in the rules. I think I'd paid like $2,500 for that thing fucking 8 years ago. So factory stock rules have been caught up to it. So hopefully we're gonna have us not just a fresh. We have a fresh 600 motor. Now we got a fresh factory stock motor too for next year for the 199.
I feel like too a little different subject, but talking about the 600, the tire wear wasn't real bad on the 100 lapper. So I think this, like the pace is going to be pretty rapid.
Yeah. But you know the the tire wear compared to 105. 105 is known for chewing up tires, and then Devil's Bowl that last year, that one night was crazy. The next night it wasn't even a problem, but that first night, I know I burn up 3 right rears. And what the hell, So and then the next night that they still had chips on.
Too much joking, man. You go back off in the fire duct. That's what you go too far.
Yeah.
You go too far, makes them too soft and wear it too quickly. You got to read the manual.
Well, what was all that stuff you was wanting me to do the tires on your car this year?
Too many applications.
Well, I mean, you was telling me earlier today, just dope them like you did at yours at the 600 years ago. I'm like, all right, dude, but I'm just telling you, you're like, no, I don't care. Make it all illegal. You want to cheat. I remember you telling me that. I was just like,
one more.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
We've gone from 58 to 35 on the durometer. Woo!
I know how to do that, okay, but that's not really what you want.
No.
From what I hear. Nothing to do with me. But,
I don't even know what the boat looks like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, fuck, we've been on here for a
Hey,
while.
thanks for having me on here, man. That was a bit of bullshit.
Well,
That was quality. I thought
two things we're good at, and both of them bullshit.
I think once again, Billy was probably best on ground there. The most about bullshitting. Closely followed by Lee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, top 3, I guess.
Yeah. If there was a podium, we'd be in the middle with the most achieved bullshit.
Well, I'm seasoned.
Thanks for having us. It's good.
Yeah. What Robert say?
He says, hopefully the track prep is different, usually very dry and dusty first night, and another better the second. And he's going to have the Area 51 car.
Yeah, Robert's got the Area 51 car rolling, and so he'll be back. He missed it last year because he didn't have a motor. This year he's got him a motor. He's done brought it by the shop. Sounds badass. I think it's out of a Corvette or something.
No, I hope it rains the night before, and then the track's got big holes in it, jumps.
You better not, because I'll kick your ass in that.
I just want to hang on and just.
My old leaf spring car gets through the holes pretty good.
The wagon loves holes.
Those sort of.
People know me by knowing about how I get through holes
On the racetrack.
in life and just. But
Season.
yeah. Well, we'll call that a show.
Yeah.
And man, thanks again, Dave, for being on here.
Thanks for traveling from Australia all the way just to be on this show.
Yeah.
You've
You've been on here twice now. You're a repeat offender.
All right.
See you next time.